If you've watched any video about making money with AI, you've heard the promises. Push a button, get rich. Everyone is selling you the fantasy of effortless wealth generation, a narrative that prioritizes the software and entirely removes the human effort. Let me be the one who's honest with you. Identifying the exact variable that separates the people who earn from the people who quit is the only thing that will actually help you. This diagram illustrates the lie we're being sold. It shows a linear, two-step flow where a human hits a button and that button immediately yields a financial return. But in real-world markets, this model breaks down. The button doesn't exist. Here is the actual operational architecture required to generate returns. Your human skill feeds into an AI accelerator, which you then have to push through sustained effort to reach a final output. AI functions as an economic variable within a human workflow. It is not a way to bypass the market. Truth 1. AI is a tool, not a money machine. Without human direction, it generates strictly zero value. The foundational inputs required for any economic return, the skill, the offer creation, the raw effort, still have to come from you. Look at the mathematical reality of leverage. Total value equals human skill and offer multiplied by AI speed. If you rely solely on the tool, bringing no personal competence, your final output is zero, regardless of how fast the AI runs. This leads to truth 2. Every legitimate income stream, whether that's freelancing, building products, or creating content, requires real work up front. This Gantt chart maps a traditional workflow. Notice this long block at the beginning, the necessary upfront human effort. Now compare that to the AI-assisted timeline below. The upfront effort block is compressed, but remains a required step. The software shortens the work, it doesn't delete it. The initial friction of sitting down and starting a project remains unchanged. AI strictly increases the output per hour ratio of a dedicated human. We are operating in a digital landscape flooded with highly capable tools that update almost daily. It's easy to assume the people winning right now are the smartest engineers or the most technical users. They aren't. The primary point of behavioral failure is jumping between new tools every single week. Map this behavior on a trajectory graph. When a user constantly chases novelty, the main line splinters into jagged dead-end nodes. The result of this erratic behavior, every path curls back to the baseline. Zero forward progress is made. Contrast that with the strategy of those who actually succeed. They pick one implementation path and stay consistent. That compounding focus creates a singular vector, pushing straight through the initial friction zones and curving upward toward the goal. Strict discipline in a single direction mathematically outperforms erratic technical exploration. When you stay on that vector, you eventually hit the hardest milestone in any venture, your first dollar earned. Going from 0 to 1 is disproportionately harder than scaling from 1 to 100 because of the friction involved in getting started. That first dollar functions as a proof of concept. As shown in this feedback loop diagram, the primary return is psychological rather than financial. When a theoretical idea yields a tangible result, that input triggers validation. This proof that the system works replaces the initial skepticism that stalls most beginners. That belief becomes the operational momentum you need. It expands and cascades outward to fuel the complex network of effort required to scale to the next $100. Early, small returns are the essential psychological mechanism required to fuel long-term scale. Which brings us to the final truth about failure in the AI space. When individuals fail to generate income, it is rarely because the methods or the technology are flawed. Look at this survival analysis chart tracking user retention over time. A new cohort of AI tool adopters starts strong on day 1. There is an exact temporal location where mass failure occurs. At week 3, novelty wears off and retention plummets in a massive cliff. Watch the timeline for an AI workflow to become profitable. System efficacy crosses into positive returns immediately after that drop-off point. This is the tragedy of the data. People abandon their systems at the exact point of maximum friction, right before the leverage takes effect. The methods are fine. It is the rarity of human follow-through that creates the bottleneck. So here is my honest operational advice. Stop collecting tactics and start finishing things. The only proven mechanism to survive that week 3 cliff is a strict protocol. This roadmap depicts a continuous 90-day trajectory. Pick one single operational path from this channel and commit to it fully. Give it 90 days of genuine effort. During that window, ignore every new software update, trend, or hyped tool. They bounce right off the boundary of your trajectory. That single act of discipline mathematically outperforms every clever AI trick on the market. If you want the practical playbook that structures this exact 90-day action plan, it is linked below. And if this video earned it, subscribe. I only make honest, data-driven money content, and there is a lot more coming. Ultimate leverage comes from the human finishing the job, not the tool starting it.